I have a question for you. Is this normal? I mean, seriously? Is this normal that the floor already looks like this before you've even started with your project? Please tell me that your answer is yes, because then I wouldn't feel so alone anymore. Hi, this is Luise Heinzl. Welcome back to Dephemerember 2025. Today is Thursday, and that means we have another Throwback Thursday today. This time dedicated to the year 2022, and that is also why I have my journal here, my Dephemerember journal from 2022, which Barbara made for me, and then I filled it with my ephemera. And I wanted to show you what I did in this journal. And yeah, that is also the thing which inspired today's project, because the idea behind the Throwback Thursday is that we take one prompt from the old prompt list, so for today from the prompt list of 2022, and then we give that prompt a new twist. And this is the page, or yeah, it's a page, isn't it? But this is the ephemera piece I created in 2022. I've also added this little thing here to the page, even if that wasn't part of my, not part of the project. I just added it here so that this looks a little more complete and a little nicer. And I got this in a Happy Mail, and I thought that fits really well to the theme, because the prompt was leaves and envelope and owl. And perhaps you might wonder why there are 3 words on the prompt list, because for all of the other prompts we have only 2 words, or for example grandma's buttons, that is also 2 words, it's not 1, but we have here, for example, snippets and grandma's buttons, but here there are 3 things. Why is that? That is because in 2022 we had these little animal cards. Let me show you an example here from the journal. They have been like this. We had a ton of different animals on these cards. These you could also get as a freebie, and they are still available, by the way, on the freebie page of Dephemerember 2022. So if you want to have them and if you like them, then you can still download them. And the idea behind that was that we had to include the animal to the prompt. Yeah, so that's why we have the owl on the prompt list today, because we also had a card with an owl. Don't ask me why. I flipped through this journal before recording this video, before I started recording, approximately 5 times or so. My owl is gone. I don't know where she is. She's gone. I have all of the other animals here, but I can't find the owl in this journal anymore. So what I did was I printed it again so that I can show you how it looked, so how the card looked. So this was the card. I have no idea where it is and why it's gone. And I have also put this page here from 2022 to this year's Dephemerember info page, to the section where you can find all of the freebies, and additionally the videos, related printables, and related other videos, which I've curated there for you, so that you don't have to search for forever if you want to have this again. And what I have created is this here. Here's my owl. Can you see it? If you remember the video, then you know what this is. This is an envelope. And at the same time, it's an owl. And the owl is an envelope, An owl is an envelope, is an owl, or so. I have absolutely no idea why I find this still so cool. because perhaps you don't know that, or perhaps you don't remember that. It's already 3 years ago that I did this. So that would be no surprise if you wouldn't remember that. I have painted this owl by myself in Procreate. Procreate is a program, or not a program, it's an app on my iPad. And there I can paint things, yeah. And I have spent, I think, 1.5 days non-stop to create this. So first of all, painting like this is something really, you know, it's not so easy for me. I really had trouble to get this like so, especially with the digital thing. Yeah? So I think even when I made this, Procreate was pretty new to me. And the second thing was, if I remember how often I printed this to make it work like so that it can then fold, I don't know how many test prints I had until I found this final version. And I'm pretty surprised, and I'm telling you that because perhaps you want to think about those things for your own creations as well. I'm pretty surprised how much I like this still after that amount of time. Because normally, when I look to something I created years back, I don't like it anymore sometimes. But this, I couldn't resist. I couldn't resist to do something. And there's that, this is not correct. There happened something. And perhaps that is also the reason why the other owl is gone, you know, moved out from the journal, I don't know. There happened something. Because this owl here, she met another owl. And then there happened something. They fell in love with each other, you know. And they fell really much in love with each other. And then they did what they did, you know, knick-knack. And they did that very often because, you know, they love each other very much. And then a few months later, 9 months to be very clear, they got some babies. And now they are a really big family. I have absolutely no idea how that could happen without, you know, that I didn't notice anything. They didn't tell me. But now they are a lot. Some are a little bit more baby-ish than others. But they are a really big family now. And before I tell you what I want to do with these and why some of these look a little bit different than you know them from the other year, I want to let you know that Barbara answered to my message from the other video. You know, when we did this little joke with the dog, I've sent a message to her, but she didn't reply until I was finished with filming my video. And I told you that I will let you know what she has answered, and that is obviously the thing which I want to do. And I know already that this will be really amazing and that I will find a lot of ideas today because I already recorded my German video. And because of that, I want to give you the message from Barbara now, because otherwise I will forget that later because of these little guys here. Perhaps you have heard about that already, that I, for the Throwback Thursdays, always record 2 videos, one in German and one in English. I thought that is a nice surprise for my German viewers, and perhaps it's also nice for you because then you have 2 videos on my channel on those Thursdays, and you have then perhaps even more ideas, yeah? So, because the things turn out always a little different in both of the videos, because I'm not a machine, I can't do exactly the same thing twice, if that makes sense. So then, let me quickly search for Barbara's message. Okay, so here we go. If you don't know what I'm talking about, it was this weird... Oh, my camera is not focusing. It was this weird photo here, which I sent to her. This piece, you know, it came to life because I've cut out some flaps for my envelopes, and then suddenly I saw this shape and I thought, what the heck? And I had a really good laugh about this because I found that so funny in that moment, so that I have just placed it here to this thing after I've turned it into a dog, and then I've sent this photo to her with a little voice message. And her answer, you can hear now.
Dear Luise, so I'm seeing your photo of this card, and it's absolutely a masterpiece. I love the dog. He's so cute, and I am very, very curious how you made him, because I'm sure there was a very interesting way that you came up with him and how he came out. I actually first thought, looking at it, that the brown pieces around him are foldable and that you folded them in to make the shape, but I see that he's on top. So I have no clue how you made him, but I can't wait to see it. Chiese Massimilione, ich.
So that's what she answered. And I think she was pretty confused when she heard that. And I think, I thought that already when she sent the message. I thought, why the heck is that answer so serious? But obviously she couldn't know how much we laughed about the dog and how the whole thing came to life. So that's then probably normal. So then let's go on with this. The idea behind today's project is the following. You know those journals or projects like cards or so, you could see that for whatever project, which are monochromatic, meaning you have only one or two colors, or let's say a really limited color palette, and then you create something which is monochromatic. And I thought, is it perhaps possible to create something owlochromatic? Do you get it? Owl, monochromatic, owlochromatic? Is that possible? Can we take one image, and this image here is obviously what I used for making my envelope. Can we use this one image and by just manipulating it a little bit to get a few variations of this, but not very different in color, not very different, not here something like different eyes or so, but just, you can see it's just all the same. And can we then perhaps manipulate the size? You can see I've printed them in different sizes to create something which is very different, but made from one and the same item. Is that possible? And I can already tell you it is possible. And I'm really hoping that you will be as surprised as I was when I recorded the German video. Obviously, I have a little bit like knowledge already about that. And this is not like really live because, I wanted to document my thoughts here and the ideas I have with this. But since I have already recorded the German video, it's not 100% live anymore, but I'm sure I will find out even more things here now, because that was so surprising in the German video. Because first I thought, okay, I have this and I don't want to prepare anything and I don't want to try out anything before recording this, because then it wouldn't be so authentic anymore. And from your feedback, I also heard that you like that when we experiment and find out the things in the video together. So what have I done? So this here was the freebie from, from 2022, on that day where we had this prompt, leaves and envelope and owl. So you can also find this and this, you can find these on the Dephemerember info page. From this year, I've also linked this year again for you there, so that you don't have to search for forever. Yeah, but these are both of the old printables, the old freebies from 2022. And then I took this, the digital image, and I changed the color a little bit. And also this here. But these are just the wings. I've just, digitally cut them off and put them here like so. and I changed the color a little bit. Then I also made this piece here. You see, it's just the same image. Also here the colors are like on this piece. And I made a little smaller size, but this is just the image from the old freebie. These 3 you can find on the new freebie I made for today, and that is obviously also linked on the Dephemerember info page for you. So when you have the freebie, it's on there like so, I think, yes, like so. And I've just printed that, obviously. This is then white. Yeah, I've just used this paper to demonstrate what I then did to get the different sizes. So I have had the freebie like so. And then I told my printer to print 2 of these freebies to 1 full sheet. And with that, I got the freebie here and the freebie here. And all of the images were then twice on the paper. And with that, I got this size here of these things. Here's the 3rd image. And I find that a really cool thing, because when we have this and we compare this, it has already, even if it's one and the same image, at least in my eyes, it already has a totally different character. Because, you know, sometimes we need something really big. We need something which is really like bam on the page. And sometimes we need something tiny, which is there, but not so bam. Or perhaps even on a page where we think, oh, we don't have so much space, then we could vary that just by printing it in 2 different sizes. And now I want to see if it is possible to turn all of these, which are the same image, into different ephemera pieces. So the first thing, why is this so mixed up now? The first thing I want to do is I want to put these here so that I really can see what I have here. And that I then perhaps have an easier job also to choose what I want to use, and that I can vary around with the sizes. And now I thought, if we take this and put this here and line this up here with the top of the page, and then we take this and put it on here like so, that could become a little bit difficult, but I think it will still work. I mean, you could always take this and print this a little bit smaller, yeah, both of these, to make it work. No one says that you have to print it on 50%. You could also, of course, print it, you know, in a different size so that it matches. But I think if we do this here like so, look, that can work. That can really work, look. Then we take our glue and just put that on here. And I'm just thinking, why the heck haven't I turned this into a pocket now? That would also have been possible. I think that is not a problem, because what we could do is we could take another of these. What if we take this and cut these off along here? Can you see that? Hopefully. Just like this. And then we could put our glue along here. And then let's think about how to make this really sturdy. I will put a little bit here. And also a little bit here. Just to make sure that this can't get destroyed. And for this, the possibilities are endless. You can add die cuts, you can add other things here, yeah, to make the belly band more interesting. And what I find the cutest thing ever is to add feathers. And we can just take these and another piece of paper to be able to attach these under the belly band. And let's just put a little bit of glue around here. And this is just to help the feathers stay in place. If you don't have a sewing machine, please consider double-sided tape, or even if you have a sewing machine, also double-sided tape could work for this step. But if you don't have a sewing machine or you don't want to sew, please make sure that everything is glued down really well. Because what I want to do now is I want to take this and look where I want to put the feather. And then I just place the feather like so without putting this piece down. But this, holding this in the air, helps me to see where I want to have that. And the glue helps that the feathers stay where I want to have them. I need to put also a little bit of glue here, otherwise it will drive me crazy. Let's just do it like this. Spread the glue here a little bit and then hold this like so, and then we can just take these, here's a thread, take these little pieces, decide where we want them, and then just stick them, yeah, if they want to stick them to this piece. And that way I find it relatively easy to put this behind here where I want it to be. And then I take this to my sewing machine and sew around here, and that makes that everything is attached to each other, that it looks nice, and that is then a really easy method to combine these, or connect these pieces. Yeah. Do you remember what I told you about my brain during Dephemerember? My pocket is here now. Obviously I want to have this to the top and not peeking out on the bottom of my journal, but I accidentally turned it upside down, obviously, and now my pocket is here. Is that a problem? I don't think so, because we can still do it like this. To be honest, I find that even cooler when it's like so. How to go on now? I have many ideas in my head. I quickly wanted to show you something. I think I will do it like that. I will show you the pieces from the German video, because you know you can then see the thinking behind that. I think if I see this and this piece, I can relatively easily come to the idea of making a little notepad from this piece. This I made in the German video. If you want to see how I exactly constructed this, then please just watch the German video. But what I wanted to show you here, not only this as an example, but look what I did here. Let's take one of these. Let me quickly show you how I have cut that off. So I just went along this shadow here, because if you do it like so and you cut this out, you have a totally different thing suddenly. And when I see these nearly invisible lines here, so what you see here is not a fail your printer produced, but it's just the tiniest little line so that you know how to fold this original envelope. By the way, if you want to see how I folded that for the journal for 2022, please check out the old video. I have also linked that on the Dephemerember info page, you know, where you find all the freebies and the videos and the curated stuff. There is also the old video for you, so that you don't have to search for that. And there you can see how I folded this. And there's a really detailed instruction in English how to, you know, assemble this. It's really easy. But these lines originally were made to know where to fold. And when you look from far away, you don't even notice them. If they bother you, you could go over this with ink or so. But I find they are really invisible. But what they give me is somehow the idea of taking a CD sleeve. I don't know why, but this thing somehow, and with this round thing, it reminds me to a CD sleeve. So now the question is how to combine both of these things. One possibility would be to just fold the wing here to the other side, but that seems to be a little bit boring to me.
Paper, glue, and scissors at hand, but nothing ever goes as planned. I spilled coffee on my vintage lace, oxide spray got into my face, cat knocked over my washi tower. I've been crafting for 12 straight hours. I wanna freak my freak right now. Junk journal madness, holy cow. Tearing paper, making a mess, creative chaos, I confess. I wanna freak my freak right now. Junk journal madness, holy cow. Inky fingers, Ephemera's dance, pages filled with happenstance. Guess I want my favorite jeans, embrace an imperfection by any means. You get what you get and you don't throw a fit. Is this just the ugly stage or am I happy with it? I wanna freak my freak right now. Junk journal madness, holy cow. Tearing paper, making a mess, creative chaos, I confess. I wanna freak my freak right now. Junk journal madness, holy cow. Inky fingers, Ephemera's dance, pages filled with happenstance. Dear diary, today I accidentally glued my journal shut, mistook my copy for plain water, sneezed while using glitter. Now I'm a disco ball and realized I've been spelling Dephemerember wrong for years.
Absolutely cool. I'm absolutely in love. Oh, wonderful. Let's put that aside to dry. And what I then wanted to show you is what we can make from this. Because I think there could be many ideas where we would need to cut the head off. And here we have then something like this left. And from this, we have this left. Put a little bit of glue here. Only here. You will see in a second why. We can glue this on here. And even if you could leave it exactly like it is, I find it really interesting. You see, it's a mushroom. You can also do it like this. I like it better when this part is a little bit more, you know, not so chubby there on the top. And that's why I have put the glue only to the center of this piece, because then I can cut in here and just tear that off. And even these little pieces we've cut off from the other owls, we can now use for something, because these make really cool stones. Look. And then how do we want to use this? I'm not so sure yet. But what I want to try is a little variation of something I already did in the German video, and that involved these pieces here. And if I have something like this and I don't know how I want to include it now, yeah, then I can just put it here. Yeah, I mean, this is a great ephemera piece on its own. You don't have to necessarily use this now. Yeah, you can also use that later. So why don't we try to combine these like so? because then it looks like the mother is holding her baby. And can we perhaps even put a second baby here, like so? I think so. Let's try that. Let's also cut this out here. Do you see this round thing here? We could try to cut this wing off, but not straight like we did it with the other one, but like so. And perhaps even with this little bit of yellow here, so that it is not so like, you know, not so very round. I will also cut this mushroom head off. Ooh, oh, I like it even better like so. Oh no, but why have I cut it off when I like it better when it's like this? Well, then I have this piece which I can use for something else, but that is way cuter, isn't it? Especially because this here then builds the bottom of that whole thing. Yeah, let's do it like that. Okay. But that is also something we can only find out when we take the things and just go for it. And just cut, you know. So let's put this here. And here's now a little tuck spot. And what about some fluff? That is so cute. Oh, I love that. And then we can use this to put some tiny things in here as well. Perhaps these are even a little bit too big, but it's just, you know, as a little example.
Paper, glue, and scissors at hand, but nothing ever goes as planned. I spilled coffee on my vintage lace, oxide spray got into my face, cat knocked over my watch sheet tower. I've been crafting for 12 straight hours. I wanna freak my freak right now. Junk gentleman is holy cow. Tearing paper, making a mess, creative chaos, I confess. I wanna freak my freak right now. Junk gentleman is holy cow. Inky fingers, ephemeras dance, pages filled with happenstance. Guess I want my favorite jeans, embracing imperfection by any means. You get what you get and you don't throw a fit. Is this just the ugly stage or am I happy with it? I wanna freak my freak right now. Junk gentleman is holy cow. Tearing paper, making a mess, creative chaos, I confess. I wanna freak my freak right now. Junk gentleman is holy cow. Inky fingers, ephemeras dance, pages filled with happenstance. Dear diary, today I accidentally glued my journal shut, mistook my copy for plain water, sneezed while using glitter. Now I'm a disco ball and realized I've been spelling Dephemerember wrong for years. Stamps and stencils everywhere, glitter in my underwear. Accidentally used to feel as a page, now I'm crypting in the rage. I wanna freak my freak right now. Junk gentleman is holy cow. Tearing paper, making a mess, creative chaos, I confess. I wanna freak my freak right now. Junk gentleman is holy cow. Inky fingers, ephemeras dance.
This is really dangerous. It's really dangerous. Oh my goodness. I can't stop making more. That is so crazy, and it feels so somehow suspiciously easy. So I thought when I had this here, first I wanted to put it behind here just to make really giant eyes here behind, but behind the other owls I mean, but this round thing, I don't like that so much. But what I'm thinking is, why can't we take this and attach that to another piece of paper, like for example, like so. These here, these papers are also from my shop. This set is called Ghost Leaves, and because it's Dephemerember, you can get 50% off on this set by using this code. You can see here in the screen now. Well, how long does this need to be? I have no idea. Let's quickly cut it here off so that it fits into the trimmer, and then I cut it here where I have made the mark, meaning in the width of this. Then we take glue and glue this on here. So what if we now take 2 of these in this, and how do I need to do this now? Oh my goodness. Let's line this up. Let's then take this and cut this off. I think I will not be able to cut it exactly there, and that will freak my freak, so I do it differently. I will cut it here where this round thing ends, because that is easier. That is just there where this fold of the original envelope is marked on the print. Way easier, because we could just cut along this line. You know, there's also here there was a line like here also is, because that way we can do it like this. And since we have that line here as well, we can take this paper, fold it like so. This will now turn out completely different than I thought, but who cares? Ooh, oh no. No! No, 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 no. Oh no. Oh no. No! No, no, no. Oh shit. I'm so sorry. Oh no. Yeah, well, now it looks a little bit distressed there. Oh no. There was a little bit of glue on the other side. Okay. What do we learn from this? Very easy. We take tape, because that is absolutely unacceptable. So genius. But what I originally wanted to do is I wanted to cut this off so that this is not so long. But we have a little journaling paper here now, which we can put on here. Let's quickly do the thing with the tape on this as well. That's the tiniest little bit here. And here. And also here. Then we take this, line this up and glue this on here. And then we could already be happy with this, I would think, because it would be another variation of the face of the owl. And then you could take this out, then you have the full thing. If you put it in here, you have this little, oh, it's not dry yet, this little pocket thing. But what I find is, this here looks a little bit scary. It looks like teeth are missing, and then this would be an open mouth. That looks a little bit weird because of the way we have cut it. don't put the glue behind here. Otherwise you would glue it down there to the card and then you couldn't take the card out anymore. We could perhaps even, I'm just thinking where that would be possible, set an eyelet. Because I was just thinking, if you don't have feathers, then... oh no! Hey, how is that possible? No, oh no. No! Please go in there. Oh, thank you so much. Then you could also take some wool or something. I have this here. This was in my snacks and stash. Oh, why is the glitter? Holographic glitter. Oh no. Oh, what is that? Oh no, I haven't seen that. I just thought it's the perfect color for this. Yes, holographic glitter. Can you see that? Oh, okay, we will live with that. But the colors look, they're just perfect. I found this in my snacks and stash. So that is obviously something Barbara has sent me. And I thought we can perhaps use just a piece of this. And if you don't have feathers, then this could perhaps be an alternative. And it adds to the texture and interest and everything. I find that really, really cute. Okay, so then I think we can call it a day. This is so crazy. And then, and that is there's something which surprised me a lot. I made this off camera. Because I wanted to see how it looks if we introduce another color. I've chosen this purple because I thought that fits really well, and here I have also some texture paste in the background, and I'm really wondering what would happen if we do this, not only in this Owlochromatic way, but also by thinking about colors. Yeah, for example, if you would have this, I would say it's Owlochromatic and monochromatic at the same time somehow, because it's really limited color palette, isn't it? Ignore this, you know, then it's like monochromatic as well, at least for my understanding of that. If the dictionary would agree, I have no idea, but this is for me like really matchy at its highest level somehow. But what would happen if we, for example, would take this color again and make pieces like this, with this as a pop of color? Or what if we introduce more colors like purple and green and whatever, make it really colorful? What would then happen? Will it then still look good, or is it then destroyed? If I put this in here and you look at this whole thing, what do you think about the blue and the purple here? Is that now weird? What if it wasn't there? It's more harmonious somehow, isn't it? But is it boring now? Is it now not boring anymore? What do you think about that? And then I also have something which really surprised me, and that's this flower here. This is just made from the wings. If you want to see how I constructed that, please watch the German video from today. Really cool thing. So then, this is finished. Yay! And then, if you want, we can see again tomorrow here with the prompt bookmark and clear packaging. And I really don't know who has thought about this prompt, because I mean, bookmark. Who needs a bookmark in a junk journal? I don't need that, but we will make a bookmark tomorrow. Yeah. Let's see. I already have an idea, and I'm thinking that could be something nice, but I'm not so amused about that prompt. Nevertheless, I wish you a lot of fun with this idea. Don't forget to check out Barbara's video, and then see you tomorrow. Bye!